JD from JDTechTV, and today I'm reviewing that drone over there. Let's go. This is the Holystone HS130. It's a toy-grade quadcopter drone whose price comes in at a little under $100. I've had the opportunity to spend a considerable amount of time with the drone and have a list of all the good and the bad about it. Keep in mind that if at some point you want to pick up the drone for yourself or for someone else, I will place a link in the description down below along with accessories I bought for this. Click on the links and you'll get the most up-to-date pricing information from Amazon. Drones are the biggest craze right now and is becoming more and more accessible to the average consumer. That movement towards the mainstream is led by toy drones and hobbyist drones, and the differences between the two are pretty subtle. Basically, the toy drones are going to be less expensive and they're going to have less precision in their control. However, the hobbyist drones are going to be a little bit more expensive, offer a more professional feel in their controls and the experience. The Holystone HS130 fits somewhere in between the two. First is design. The red and black colors are dope and always a welcome combination. It is extremely lightweight, but that doesn't mean that you're going to easily break this thing unless you decide to Hulk smash it. Installing the legs and propeller guards are pretty simple. It also comes with this tiny 720p camera which can attach to the bottom of the drone, but to be honest, you might just want to leave the thing off the drone entirely because at this point, filming at 720p has kind of become like the old grandfather, like standing on his porch, like shaking his cane at 4K to pull his pants up and get off his lawn. Whoops. Its remote is a typical RC style remote that isn't all that great, but it gets the job done well for this grade of drone. Its propellers are color coded to help keep you orientated to which is the front end and which is the back. Although the propellers do look pretty flimsy and it seems like they would break pretty easily, but luckily I haven't had any break on me in any crash or flight. However, they do warp pretty easily if they're kept in a hot space for too long, like a garage or someplace else, so just make sure that you store the drone inside. The drone comes with just one battery, so do yourself a favor and pick up some extra batteries and maybe a charging station to charge them all at once, because you're going to need all of them, like all the batteries. More on that later. The design seems to be pretty great for the price, but what makes a great drone isn't necessarily about the design, it's all about the flight experience. And to give you the correct impression of what the flight experience is like, the best place to start is the remote. Now, if you're familiar with RC products, you've seen remotes like this before. It has two control sticks, buttons to control the speed of the drone, calibration buttons to help level out the internal gyroscope in the event of higher than normal winds, bumper buttons to control the camera, as well as a 360 flip feature, a one-key home button to bring the drone back to you, a start-stop button, and of course the power button. To pair the drone to the remote is pretty quick and simple. Simply turn on the drone, then turn on the remote, and press the left stick up, then down quickly, and you're ready to fly. Takeoff is simple enough, just press the takeoff button and you're ready to learn just how much you suck at flying drones. I learned that the hard way because the first drone that I had, I lost in about 30 seconds. So just don't be like me and take the drone straight up as high as it can go as your first maneuver. Not a good idea. But it really doesn't take all that long to get used to the controls. On the second time taking out the second drone, I was pretty much able to perform any maneuver that I wanted. The Holystone HS130 isn't built to go all that fast, and that's where the toy drone feel comes in. Although it's pretty easy to fly and drift around with grace like a hobbyist grade drone. Hence why the drone kind of fits in between these two categories. The drone also has a companion app that allows you to fly the drone with your phone or mount it to the remote to get a first-person view of that super shaky camera. And speaking of camera, I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the video I shot on the drone. Okay, so it's obviously not that great. Since it doesn't have a gimbal to stabilize it and reduce the vibrations, you get this weird, like, warbly effect in the video. I mean, I appreciate Holystone trying to include a camera for the drone, but let's go ahead and leave the high quality camera setups to drones from DJI or GoPro. Although to be fair, using this drone for filming isn't really the reason why you buy it. The main reason why the camera is there is so you can actually see where you're going on the phone when you're flying it around. But when you're flying this thing, make sure you aren't flying it too far away too quickly, unless you really want to test the durability of this thing. The range for the RC remote is only about 80 yards and even less if you're just using your phone. Taking the drone outside of that range will cause it to literally fall out of the sky. It will also fall dead out of the sky if the battery dies on you, which they do pretty quickly. Each battery will only give you about 7 or 8 minutes of flight time, and that's on the lowest speed. If you crank that speed up all the way to the top, that chomps into that battery time even more. I really wish that this drone had a low battery indicator, because I think it'd be polite for it to let me know when its battery is about to die, as opposed to it just literally dropping out of the sky mid-flight. Although I did learn a trick flying the drone around so much that you'll see the drone start to kind of bob as it goes down, because it's having difficulty maintaining altitude due to its low battery. So from that point on, you have about a minute of flight time to land it. And once you see that, you can just land the drone and it's time to change out the battery. I bought 4 extra batteries and a charging hub to charge them all up at the same time, which is pretty important since they each take a long time to charge. But luckily the batteries are really cheap, so buying extras isn't an issue to extend that sweet feeling of being Goose and Maverick. And I am definitely Goose, except I didn't die. Overall, the Holy Stone HS130 is actually pretty great despite its drawbacks, but you have to understand that drone's features scale pretty greatly depending on the price you're willing to pay, but for a drone that's under $100, this is about as good as it gets. I've been having endless amounts of fun with this thing, and if you follow me on any of my social media accounts, I can say confidently that you will see me flying this thing around a lot on there. If you're looking to get into drones, you're looking for your first one to kind of learn how to fly, or you just want a high-end toy to play with on the weekends, the Holy Stone HS130 is for you. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching another review on JDTechTV. And if you liked the video, make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't been here before, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well and the little notification bell next to it so you can be the first to know when one of my new videos goes live. Also, feel free to comment down below for which drone that you would like to have the most. Thanks again for watching. I'll see y'all next week.